Stuart, we have um, this time between Rudy's birthday and Samadhi as a unique and special and intense time. Was there a time when Rudy was alive that there was a special time set aside for Nityananda or another of our teachers?
Rudi would, look, being around Rudi was a special time for me. I'm not sure about a lot of other people, but his energy was always had the kind of intensity that it has now between this period of Rudi's birthday and Samadhi Day. And being around him meant that I had to sit down and meditate. I couldn't sit around and have a conversation with him and chit chat about this and that. I was there because the energy was so powerful that it forced me to work very deeply on myself. Now, uh, do I remember special times? Yeah, there was, his birthday and all kinds of special occasions. But I do remember the fact that I could not walk into his gallery, and not sit down and meditate. I couldn't be around him. I used to go to the movies with him. I would go out and have dinner with him. And there was always a part of me that was in deep meditation when I was around him because the Shakti was so strong. The energy coming out of him was so strong. The energy coming out of him, while we were sitting and have sloppy Joe sandwiches together, it was like the energy of one of these meditation classes. So it was always kind of special around him, for me anyway. Did I look for special days? No. I just was grateful I was given the opportunity to go to his gallery and sit. When I had a gallery, on 13th Street, I mean, the place was crowded endlessly with people. In fact, I would say more meditation went on in that gallery, than I did business. I have to stop the meditation in order to sell something to somebody so I could support myself. Uh, Being around Rudi was very much like that. And I knew it was I was very fortunate that I was able to go there, sit with him, work with him, and truly allow that energy to go deeply inside me. So I wouldn't say there was any special days. Maybe they were, I've just forgotten them. But to me, every time I was around him was special. I knew where I had to go to get my spiritual life. I never took myself for granted. I knew I was allotted a certain amount of time on this earth, in order to build a deeper connection with God, to break down all my tension, my inner turmoil. And I knew that being around him used to help me do that. And mostly when I left him, I used to feel like a piece of burnt toast. All the ego was burnt out of me, all the blocks, the tensions, the stuff that was, the obstructions that were obstructing my path to a spiritual life. At that point of my life, what else could I have asked for? Even today, what else could I? That's why I have all these classes. I need that. I need that. And maybe I need it even more than you do because I'm the only one who attends all the classes, except for one or two other people. So, you know, it depends upon, when I was younger, time used to scare the hell out of me. I said, Stuart, I used to say, you're allotted that one day you're going to drop dead. What did you do with your life? Did you get closer to God? Did you really, take care of what your karma, your responsibility on this earth? Did you get strong enough to do that? And I always felt that having met Rudi was a great miracle in my life because he was the first one I ever met who literally showed me how to do it. And I was at least smart enough to know to take advantage of that, not to take it for granted, not to ever assume, you know, because time passes. I can guarantee everyone sitting here, you're all going to get older. I mean, I was 25 when I met Rudi. You know, I'm a lot older today. But it's how we take advantage of time, how we use it, what our needs are. And that is really essential in the development of an inner life. So were there special times with Rudi? Yes, every time I was with him was special. I had never met anyone in my life who worked harder on himself than Rudi. And I felt very fortunate that I was allowed to spend a lot of time around him. Because I knew where I had to go to get the depth and the strength in myself to have a spiritual life. I knew what I was up against when I was a kid. I was pretty crazy. I was pretty conflicted inside and, neurotic and insecure and everything else that comes with trying to find a purpose for one's life. And one day, Rudi manifested. And I'll never forget, I asked him, what happened the day we met? And he told me, he said, I saw you looking in the window of my store, and it was like seeing my son lost in the universe. And I just pulled you in the door. So were there special times? Yes, there was continuously a special time. Was it easy? I can promise you it wasn't easy. And it wasn't easy because being around him made me understand that the only person on this planet I was really up against in order to, get some kind of inner peace, some serenity, some happiness, some joy in my life was myself. And he was a constant reminder of that. And it was a great blessing for me. And hopefully, these classes that I have all the time are a constant reminder for all of you. Don't ever take yourself for granted. Don't ever take what the universe has given you for granted. Use it to go really deep inside and open and make every moment special. Does anyone else have a question they would like? Does anyone else have a question they would like? Okay. Thank you. God bless you all. You know, I say it over again. You're probably all sick and tired of hearing of it, but being here with all of you, doing this work, spending, so much time doing this, having in-person classes in my house, retreats in my house, all of that has really demanded that I go very deep inside. And I think it's going to get even more because I got a text or an email yesterday. I did a podcast with an organization called Positive Talk Radio. And we had a really extraordinary connection, myself and the podcaster. And they contacted me that they want to advertise my book, what I do, on their radio, whatever their programs are. And I said, oh my God, what's going to happen? So I said, yeah, go ahead. I mean, I always wonder if I can get 1, 2, 5 great students out of all this, the whole effort would be worth it. And sometimes you got to get 100 people to come through your life to find 5 good ones, It's really true. So who knows what's going to take place and what the next 6 months are going to bring. It should be something very interesting. So look, that book I wrote came because of your questions. It's true. And and I have nothing but gratitude to all of you for asking those questions that forced me to go so deep inside that it produced a book like that book called Rudra Meditation, transforming life's tensions into joy and love. So thank you. God bless you all. And, there'll be a class this evening. Jennifer will teach it. And then there'll be another class this Sunday and 2 classes Sunday, or I'll teach one and Pat will teach the other one. So thank you. God bless you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, Stuart.
Thanks, Stuart.
Thank you.
Bye.
To Stuart.